And welcome back here to EGL Live. I'm Mike Bembenek at SmellyMoss on Twitter. Joining me, of course, is Chris Marsh at Mellow Live. You can follow us on Twitter at EGL Pro. Use the hashtag EGL6. Right now, we're going to be opening it up to some questions. So if you guys have questions, apart from where EGL6 is going to be held, because we'll be getting to that soon. But we've got some other stuff we want to talk about. And of course, the first thing we're going to bring up right now is prize money in game. Now, it's been 6 months since EGL4 in London, and the prize money is starting to be paid out, Chris.
Yeah, we've the first couple of batches have been paid out now. Obviously, what a lot of people don't know is, obviously, game going into administration was quite well publicised, but a lot of people, it's kind of been missed by a lot of people because their high street game probably hasn't been affected because they were bought out afterwards. Problem is they don't take on all the debt, which is kind of left us in a bit of a pickle. So we're in a situation where I think dating back to about November, there's been about £30,000 that we were expecting to get from game and different companies that we haven't actually received, which has obviously affected our budget significantly and has left us in a position where we've kind of, we're down. So we're having to, that's why we've been slightly slow for the last two events. Ideally, by about the next event, we should be fully sorted, and the payout period should probably be reduced to almost a couple of weeks probably. And ideally, that's what we want to get it down to, because really it shouldn't be a case of players having to wait all the time. And, we don't want you to have to keep waiting, because, we have to spend time, replying to all of you when you're saying, where's the prize money, where's the prize money, where's the prize money. And we know that you want or need the money. So it's not a case of us holding it back. And a few people have accused us of trying to get interest on it. But I'm not really sure how much interest you'd think we'd get on £10,000 or anything like that. But it's not a lot. It's not worth, criticism and stuff on the forums and constantly having to answer messages. We probably earn a couple of £100 a year.
The one quid we'd get, a month.
Yeah, it's really that kind of thing just wouldn't be worth it. So it's not a case of that. It's just a case of just getting in the money. We've got invoices coming in all the time at the moment. We've hopefully got a big one coming in the next few days, which should sort a lot more people out. So we're well on the way with that. And on the subject of prize money also, there was a tweet circulating yesterday about the Apex Gears team not getting their EGL4 money, but that was completely false. And they will be getting their full prize money from EGL4. The problem is, obviously, Apex didn't actually pay their entry fees at all, any of the teams, for EGL5, which obviously is, it means they currently owe EGL about £1,440, I think it is.
They were going to, let's just make it clear what happened was that Apex was, we were told that they were going to pay before the event, and it was just being pushed and pushed and pushed. And then eventually, the day came and Apex teams were showing up. And
exactly. We couldn't just
what are we going to do? Say to, the Apex Halo team, sorry, you guys are not welcome here.
Yeah, exactly. So it came a case of, this is something that we won't be doing again in the future. We'll have no choice but to be vigilant on the door. But this time around, we had to give them a bit of leniency, and it was a case of trying to get the money afterwards. So, but it won't affect their EGL4 money. In terms of EGL5 money, obviously we still owed entry per player, so we'll just kind of sort it out with that. We'll take it with the players, and they'll be notified individually about what's happening, but it won't just affect one team, and likewise it won't affect the Gears of War EGL4 money at all.
Well, it's that's pretty much it. £30,000 missing ultimately from EGL coffers, and we're paying the price by the prize money. So we do apologize for the situation that we put all the gamers in, but at the end of the day, we need to make that balance between putting on more events for you and trying to get the prize money taken care of. So as we've mentioned, it's on Sunday, so the last 3 or 4 days we've been sending out prize money for EGL4, and then hopefully it's just going to continue as that money comes in. But then at the end of the day, the game administration, you can't really plan for that.
No, exactly. And, a company like Game at the time, we thought we were extremely stable. We partnered with them. They were our head sponsor, so obviously a lot of our money was coming from them. So when you kind of work a budget around that, at a certain point, you can't constantly have fallback systems. You've got to accept that, this income is going to come in. And when a large chunk of your sponsorship money, it turns into bad debt, as we said, it's not easy to plan for, and it's just, the whole game situation takes a lot of people by surprise. There's been a lot of redundancies made, a lot of people have lost their jobs, a lot of stores have been closed down. So, it has hit the gaming industry very hard, to be honest, and it's obviously the biggest high street retailer of games. So, yeah, how the gaming industry itself will recover from this, it's hard to say, or how it will be affected. But that's how it's affected us, and obviously it's not ideal.
Well, that's it for the prize money in game. We're going to take another break right now. We'll be back in a few minutes, and we're going to be talking about the business of LAN and exactly what it takes to put on an event like EGL. So we'll be right back.